hair is weird. Hi, I'm the Space Quest historian, and welcome back to Space Quest 2, Vohaul's Revenge. That's my deep movie trailer voice. It's really bad. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. No one should do that, except the people who do movie trailer voices. Anyway, rambling aside, we are in Vohaul's fortress. The big dude is looking straight at us. Let's just go up and kick his ass, shall we? Going somewhere? And I'll just stand here and get zapped. As soon as you step on the platform, you're struck by a beam of light emitted from a unit in the ceiling. In a matter of seconds, you are broken down into microparticles and extracted from the air. So he doesn't actually zap your ass, but he does shrink your ass. Again, the beam strikes, this time blasting into a glass jar on the console. It is there that you are molecularly reconstructed in a miniaturized form. Well, I'll be darned. My miniaturization beam does work, Vohaul's voice booms. In the old days, I'd test these things on myself, but as you may have noticed by my appearance, being my own guinea pig has had its disadvantages. I guess this will keep you out of my way once and for all. You'll make a nice conversation piece. With that, Vohaul turns away to put the finishing touches on Xenon's fate. Well, glad to be helping you out, testing your inventions, dude. That's what I'm here for. It's a good thing we picked up that glass cutter, though, because we're gonna need that. Boom! The newly cut pane of glass falls to the counter. Apparently, Vohaul doesn't notice. It's not a very good, mad scientist. It's not very... Actually, he's a very good mad scientist. He doesn't see shit what happens around him. Now... just purely by instinct, by muscle reflex. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I've walked up to the vent here, and what you're supposed to do is climb in the vent. You wiggle your slim carcass through the vent, which is Vohaul's life support system. So we'll look around here. Judging from those two hoses coming in from outside, you guess that this is the inner workings of Vohaul's life support system. A respirator pumps oxygen into his lungs while a pump on the back wall forces blood through filters. There's also a sign on the back wall. Hey, let's read the sign. We love signs. The sign says, "Caution, press button for emergency shut-off." And it's right behind the pump, see? Now... a couple of questions. First of all, why is there an emergency shut-off? And second, how is he supposed to get to that little button, like with his big, massive fingers? Actually, let me just show you that, just real quick. Alright, I just climbed back up, because I wanted to show you. Look at the size of his hand! How is that gonna get in through that little vent and press that little button? Is he really just... I think... that shut-off sequence is one of the biggest sort of why in the fuck is it even there kind of moments in Space Quest. Anyway, darn Roger Wilco, I guess his lardness got a little fed up with your meddling. You've been redesigned once again, revealing a permanent overhead view. You resemble one of those wonderfully colorful mosaics commonly found on windshields. Almost got through that. Thanks for playing. You are now a pile of goo. Look, it's even got half of his face. That's a pretty gory death, actually. Alright, back to the vent. So let's just press the button and be done with this ass. Way to go, Roger Wilco, you've just disconnected Vohaul's life support system. He's a goner without it. Alright, we'll climb out the vent. You can see Vohaul struggling to take his last few breaths. Not you again! You think you have won, he wheezes. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to wheeze it. But all you have done is seal your own fate. I'm not a voice actor, by the way. He reaches up and flips the switch on the far end of the console before dropping to the floor dead, and I'm sure that made an awfully wet, sort of splotchy sound. Not in the game, though. Anyway, now we can safely traverse the screen and engage in a little Tom Hanksing. That's one for you 80s kids out there. Let's pull this switch. Reduce or enlarge. Oh, we would very much like to be enlarged, thank you, so... the sequence has begun, so I should probably make my way back to the jar of infinite fun. There we go. There he is. Sleeping on the job, eh? That's a mad scientist for you. Wait a minute, something's missing. You're once again reconstituted, this time to the correct size. You notice that the clones are gone. Son of a bitch.
What's on this? Flashing screens, always a good thing to examine. General status, orbit decaying, prognosis terminal. Shit. Launch countdown, 8, 7, Jesus Christ! To abort launch, enter the co-pilot. I don't fucking know. Search, actually I do know, but fuck it, let's search the body anyway. Also that countdown, get closer, fuck you. The countdown is a bit fast because I've turned up the speed, but okay. Hopefully I can make it. An examination of his repulsively turgid fabric-encased mass reveals nothing other than the tubes which supplied him with blood and oxygen. You do notice the letters SHSR written in pen on the back of his hand. Now, tiny little tidbit time. I know we're in a hurry, but we have time for this. You guys ever watch a movie called 2001: A Space Odyssey? It's an old one. It's from 1969. I'll forgive you if you haven't. However, there's a computer in that movie called HAL, and everyone knows the open the pod bay doors HAL thing. So that's you know where that comes from. And 2001 is Scott Murphy's favorite movie of all time. So there are a lot of 2001 references throughout the Space Quest series. One of the little tidbits of that movie was that if you sort of transpose the letters in HAL, just move the letters up one notch in the alphabet, you would get IBM. HAL turns into IBM. Stanley Kubrick denied that this was intentional and all of this stuff. However, SHSR follows the same pattern, so I'm just gonna sit here and wait for you to figure out what the SHSR actually says. Have you guessed it yet? It's tits. The code is tits. Okay, cool. So let's put in tits and look, screen, SHSR, abort granted. Here we go. Let's get the fuck out of Dodge. I made it! Yeah! Okay, cool. Okay, we are on the outside. Cool. This looks pretty cool. I'm gonna say cool again. Cool! You are walking through a clear tubular passageway which seems to wind in and out along the outer perimeter of the asteroid. There's a box mounted on the west end of this tube. We shall open the box. You open the box and noticing the... Let me try that again. You open the box and noticing an oxygen mask, remove it and close the box. Oh, so this time he just opens it, grabs it, and then takes it off. Alright, cool. Let's just wear the mask. It's an important thing, and it looks very smashing. It looks like he's wearing a nice big old black beard, like one of those fake beards, but he's not. Incidentally, the tiny sprite that, I mean, this is one of those little marvels of an old game, is that, you know, back then you couldn't, like, scale sprites. You couldn't make them smaller or bigger. So this is actually, they had to redraw the sprite of Roger Wilco as a tiny little sprite wearing the oxygen mask, and once he moves behind this rock here, you switch over to the larger sprite. And that's the reason why we wore that mask. A section of the glass tubing has fractured from combined stress. The pressurized atmosphere rushes for the relative vacuum of space. Fortunately, wearing the mask protects you from suffocation. Remember, we're in a decaying orbit, so we're actually crashing into the very nice planet here. Look Labion. Labion draws closer as the asteroid falls to the whims of its gravitational pull. Things are really heating up. So we should probably get the fuck out of here. No longer needing the mask, you remove it and stow it for later. Okay, flashing lights, this is not good. 40 minutes until meltdown, a synthesized voice cheerfully announces. Yeah, I just went in the wrong direction, actually. It's been a while since I played this. To the left is where the escape pods are. I didn't explore this part of the station earlier in the early videos. I just happen to know there are escape pods. Jesus, that noise. It's even better with the PC speaker. Duh, yeah. Here we go. These are the escape pods, and that dude is not out for a good time. We can have a look at the droid while it's chasing us. It's a very odd-looking robot, balanced on two legs with an odd electric eye scanning back and forth. On it are the words, Vohaul Matic. No points for guessing what it does to you. It zaps your ass. It zaps your ass in a very unceremonious manner. Here, I'll show you. Come at me! Any curiosity you may have harbored regarding the menacing metallic pest will now be satisfied, as you have drawn too close. Your attention is attracted to a decal on the front of the machine. It says, the Vohaul Matic. This rouses your curiosity. Suddenly, you note that each and every bone in your body feels as though it has been transformed into molten matter. Never slow to catch on, you notice that you are cooking from the inside out. Now this is a pain that lingers. Every drop of moisture is purged from your system by the intense heat of the internal barbecue. Your dehydrated composition makes it impossible to continue. Better luck next time, Roger Wilco. And it just fucks off. Off he fucks. Job well done. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Let's just have him chase us, and you are suddenly racked by excruciatingly violent pain. It feels as if your body's trying to turn inside out. Jesus. Ow! Oh, okay, who's gonna get me first? Okay, the paramedic's just standing there going, what's happening? And off that little dude fucks. After gaining freedom from its flesh fortress, the odd little alien runs away, leaving you lying on the floor like a used, oversized placenta. A darn tough yet unique way to go. That should teach you not to be sucking face with alien beings in the future. And the paramedic's just going, I don't know what's going on. I'ma just keep jockeying in place. Thanks for playing, you've been very entertaining. This, even smack my headphones, I'm pointing argumentatively at the camera. This is what happens when you kiss that alien in the on the 4th floor. So and the paramedic's just he's gonna jock there till the end of time, which is in 4 hours, because you know, decaying orbit and everything. So now we have to go all the way back to the alien level and run the fuck away. There he is, or she, or whatever. I don't give a shit, because what is it? I'm a run, baby! Nope, you are not gonna get me. You're not gonna catch me. I am going away. If I run into a floor scrubber now, I'm doomed. I'm so doomed. However, I am not. We shall go to level 1. You can't catch me! Ha ha ha! Now we can continue with the entirety of the rest of the game. Which I will do, and just helpfully cut out this bit. We are back, and we are now being chased by the Vohaul Climactic once again, this time unimpregnated by an alien fetus that's just eating its way out of our that is just disgusting when you think about it. Anyway, what you're supposed to do is lure this dude all the way around because the whole asteroid thing is circular, so if I just keep going right and keep going, he won't follow me through this gate here, but just going all the way around and then coming back on the other side gives me enough time to get to the escape pod if I'm fast enough, and let's all hope, by Jove, that I am. For some reason I stopped at the bottom of the stairs, wasn't supposed to do that. Oh, hello! Too bad we can't pilot you the fuck out of here. There is no way to open those giant doors. Not that I've tried, but I happen to know that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get in the escape pod. Okay, now we're at the other side, and I am supposed to press a button once I get here. I think I have a very short time to do it. I mean, the Climactic is already sniffing my blood and on its way to give me a nice warm cuddle. There's a lot of things in this game that wants to cuddle me, and I'm not into any of it, but, so yeah, very short time to do it. I think I'm going to choose this one, because as far as I remember, most of these are broken, or you can't open them. It's only the second one that you can enter. Upon entering the escape pod, you quickly take your seats. Cool. Let's have a look around before everything fucking explodes around me. You're seated inside one of the emergency escape vehicles. Before you lies a control panel and viewport. Have a look at the panel, goddammit. There's the only outstanding feature on the panel is a clearly marked launch button. I think I'll give that a press. Press button. Warning! Emergency escape vehicle launch sequence has begun. The computer just stuttered there for a second. Emergency escape vehicle launch sequence has begun. Is anyone actually counting out loud at home? I'm counting out loud in here. 2, 1, boom! And off we have fucked. Phew! You're gonna have to stop cutting these escapes so close, Roger Wilco. Well, You must feel pretty good right now. You've stopped Vohaul from carrying out his threat of salesman infestation, ultimately destroying the twisted scientist himself. You know, we stopped the salesman deploying thing, because, I don't know, somehow the mechanism confuses me. I thought they were actually standing on top of the launch thing, you know, like around his fortressy chair kind of thing, but no, they were just wheeled away unseen while we were shrunken to the launch bay, and then when we entered the TITS code, we just stopped their launch. So, anyway, we've saved everyone. That's what's important. Ultimately destroying the twisted scientist himself. You also managed to save your own skin, and just look at that score. Pretty darned impressive. Not as impressive as 255 out of 250, but I'll take 240. I don't care. I care now! Suddenly, a warning signal draws your attention to the oxygen meter on the front panel. It reads low and dropping fast. Well, this is just great. You knew that was all too good to be true. You have maybe 5 minutes of air left. Well, Roger Wilco, it was nice knowing you. It's just, this is the most fucked up, backwards, anti-climactic ending to a game ever. I'm a stand. You are. Okay, nice. Look around. That's a little tricky. If you don't look around, this the close-up of the interior of the ship doesn't appear. It's actually kind of a weird decision. Anyway, now you take the time to view the interior of the pod in more detail. You see a sleep chamber against one wall. Well, fuck, I'm gonna open the chamber. You turn back the plexiglass cover and climb in the chamber. There you go. You make the split-second decision to enter the sleep chamber. It seals automatically. Soon you are overcome by a pleasant drowsiness. This is certainly better than suffocating. Yeah. Well, you begin to drift away into a deep sleep with the satisfaction of having accomplished your task. My task. My unwitting task. I didn't fucking ask for any of this. You have come through in the clutch and deserve a nice long rest. Now, if someone would just pick you up somewhere along the way, that'd be great. So long, Roger Wilco, and thanks again for saving your people. And, believe it or not, the game ends there. It ends with you in the sleep chamber. And, hey, 250 out of 250 points! I don't know why I'm celebrating, because I just said I didn't care, and I still don't, but that's still cool. The end, for now. Now, and that is the end of my Space Quest 2 playthrough also. I just wanted to reiterate a point that I've made a number of times on different podcasts, and, you know, whenever someone wants to talk to me about Space Quest, I always bring up this point. Space Quest 1 and 2 are quite the perfect twins, actually. In my mind, you can't have one without two, because it starts and finishes in a circular fashion. You start Space Quest 1 by waking up from a nap aboard the Arcada, and all you really want to do for the entirety of Space Quest 1 and the entirety of Space Quest 2 is to get back so you can finish your nap. And Space Quest 2, quite poetically I feel, ends with you finally getting back to sleep. And as a person who dearly loves his sleep, I find this incredibly poetic and incredibly satisfying. So, for all you haters of Space Quest 2 out there, hi Richard, suck it. I fucking love this game, and I cannot wait to get back to playing Space Quest 3. I say getting back to playing it because I've been playing it a lot. The two sentences were colliding in my head there. Getting back to playing Space Quest and playing Space Quest 3 is what I wanted to say and should have said. Hashtag second language. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my playthrough of Space Quest 2. I hope you enjoyed the Easter egg. Hope you enjoyed the little factoids along the way. And the deaths. I hope I've included enough deaths to sate you gore mongers out there. Trust me, I'm one of you. It's one of the things that Space Quest are most famous for. It's the fucking deaths. So, again, I will make, like at the end of the series, I will make a Things I Missed video, so there will be a lot more Space Quest 1 deaths in that video, and I've already noted down a couple of things that I missed during this playthrough, so yeah, you have that to look forward to. But next time, next Tuesday, we're gonna jump right back into it. We're gonna hear from my pal Danny, and then we're gonna jump right into Space Quest 3, one of, if not maybe the best Space Quest game of all time. And I've got a really big surprise for those of you who've already played the game. You might not know this, but there's actually a technological leap forward that's not readily apparent when you just start the game. No, I'm not talking about MT32 soundtrack, although I'm gonna do that as well. But it's a bit more interesting than that. I'm gonna leave that. That's my not very well crafted cliffhanger for next Tuesday. So I'm just gonna shut up, stop rambling. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do whatever your kids do, but do leave me a comment because, as you know, I really, really love the comments. So thank you, and I'll see all you space cadets around the Chrono Stream.